Hi, and welcome to another Gadget Lab show. I'm Michael Calori.
And I'm Alexandra Chang. Today we have a release preview of Windows 8.
And I also have a new Chromebook, and we're going to take a look at a wireless speaker.
And we're also going to give away a mouse, a very special wireless mouse.
Touchy, touchy, swipey, swipey.
Yep.
Speaking of swipey, swipey, show us Windows 8.
So this is the final, preview build of Windows 8. We saw the consumer preview, and this is the release preview. It was just released on Thursday, and it has a few new things, 3 new apps, the news app, and a sports app, and a travel app. So these are all just like native apps that will come built in on Windows 8.
And those show up in the Metro interface, right?
Right, and this is the Metro interface, and Windows 8 has 2 interfaces. The Metro UI, which is what starts, it's the start screen, I guess, and what people will see when they launch Windows 8. And then you can also go into a desktop mode, which is more familiar for people who have Windows 7 or previous versions of Windows.
Very cool.
Yes.
So now this is the Metro UI is the one that's been sort of optimized for touchscreens, right?
Right. It's optimized for touchscreens, so you can, if this were a touchscreen, you could just tap on apps and that would open the app. But what Microsoft gave us was a non-touchscreen device, and they sort of wanted us, I guess, to play with the touchpad gestures. And they have, it's still in prototype or beta. So they
seems to work pretty well, though.
Yeah, no, it works pretty well. So you can swipe in from like one corner to sort of switch between apps. So that's swiping in from the left. And then when you're in an app, you can swipe in from the right, and you get the Charms menu, which can bring you back to the start screen.
The Lucky Charms.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, the scrolling is what still needs work, but I'm assuming in the final build of Windows 8, which is supposed to come out in October, everything will be fixed.
Yeah, so if you're buying a new laptop in like October, November, or around the holidays, this is what you're going to see, right?
Right.
Now, the news that shows up in the news app, is that tied like any particular service, or can you customize that?
So that is going to be aggregated through, I guess, Bing, which so there's a few ways that it aggregates the news. You get it through trends, and then that way it pulls from Bing search, Facebook, and Twitter, and it basically gets all of the most popular news and pulls that up. And you can also just go through, they have, I think, like maybe 40 to 50 different sources that they also pull a lot of news from, major sources, local sources. It might even be more than 50, but you can also do like little specific searches. So let's say you're interested in food trucks in particular. You can search food trucks and have a little tile with all the food truck news coming in. So you'll never be out of the loop.
Never be uninformed.
Right.
Well, that's very cool. I brought a laptop.
Cool.
Yeah, do you want to see it?
Yes.
It's a brand new Chromebook. So this is pretty much the antithesis, I don't know what the right word is, but the opposite of that. Right. This is a Samsung laptop running Chrome OS, which is the operating system that Google puts out that is entirely web-based. So it does have a desktop, but it's a very rudimentary desktop. And when you open it up, all you get is a browser. So it runs the Google Chrome browser. It's the same browser experience that you would have on the Mac or on a Windows PC, except that's all there is here. There's a very basic file system underneath it, so you can store files. You can drag and drop things to and from the SD card through the SD card slot or through a USB stick. There's a couple of USB ports on here. It's basically a laptop that is for people who only need things that are available through the browser. So if you're a Gmail user, if you keep all of your documents in Google Drive and access them through Google Docs, this is a machine that's going to give you everything you need. And it does require an internet connection.
So what happens when you don't have an internet connection and you want to, say, like, create a Google Doc?
You're screwed, dude. Well, actually, you need you need to get the version of this that comes with Verizon wireless broadband.
Okay.
So this sells as two separate computers. There's one that's $450, which is just the Wi-Fi version of the laptop. And then there's another one which is $550, which comes with 100 megabytes of free broadband from Verizon a month for 2 years. Something
Yeah,
like
I think
that.
2 years.
I think
Right.
it's 2 years.
It's cheap though.
Yeah, you know, it's relatively inexpensive. It's $100 for 2 years of connectivity. If you need more, you can buy a day pass, but it's not really meant for people to be sitting there streaming YouTube videos and Netflix and stuff like that. It's so that you can, as she said, get your docs
Right.
quickly.
So is
when you need
there,
them.
I mean, is there any offline mode, like if you want to write docs and you don't have internet connection?
There isn't right now, but Google has its developer conference coming up at the end of June, and the Google people that we spoke to last week told us that offline syncing for Google Docs will be available sometime around the I/O conference at the end of June. So sometime during the month of June, you will gain the ability to sync your docs to your Chromebook so that when you're on the road, you have access to them. And you can also open up a new doc and start typing without any worries.
Okay.
They gave us a machine and for testing that particular feature, and I tested it, and it worked like a charm,
Well, that's exciting.
as
I
advertised.
feel like that was a drawback with Chromebooks.
Yeah, and for me, that was the thing that was missing. I mean, I have the old Chromebook as well, which we tested last year. This one is much improved. It has a way better trackpad. It has a keyboard that's very similar to the Series 9 hardware that we were just demoing Windows 8 on. It has a nice screen. The screen could be a little bit better, but the hardware itself is fine. But yeah, that was the thing that was really missing. It was missing that piece of offline productivity that is crucial. It's half the reason you buy a laptop, so you can do work when you're not at your house, right? So when that arrives, it'll be an over-the-air update, and it'll make this a much better device. Should also mention it's handsome. It's about 3 pounds.
Yeah, it's very portable. It looks like.
It doesn't come with this big Gmail sticker. I put that on there.
It's sparkly.
Yeah,
Special.
I like it. It's kind of psychedelic. Shall we move on?
Yeah. What else do you have?
The other gadget we have to show is this. It's a speaker.
It looks like a tiny black box.
It does. It's like a
It is
die.
a tiny black box.
It's from NuForce. That's NuForce, one word. It's a mobile audio company and a home audio company. They're well known for making DACs, digital to analog converter boxes. Basically, things that you use to make your digital music sound better when you're listening to it on a pair of speakers or a pair of headphones when you're sitting down.
And do they look like this?
Yeah, this is pretty typical of their design. I mean, everything is kind of austere and, simple colors. This comes in like black and red and white and blue, but I particularly like the black one. The speaker is right here. It's a grill, like sort of a cloth grill in front of it, so it's hidden. Cool. Now, it's not a wireless speaker. You charge it up and it has a battery inside, but then you use it, you plug your smartphone into it, or you can plug it into your computer. And when you plug your phone into it, just through the headphone jack, it's just a speaker.
Okay.
When you plug your computer into it using the USB cable, it actually turns into a DAC box. So it takes the digital audio from your computer not through the headphone jack, but through the USB port, which is a higher quality connection. And you get better sounding audio through the speaker.
So how much better is it than, let's say, a laptop speaker?
Well, through this speaker, marginally better.
Okay.
But when it's connected via USB and you're using the DAC feature of it, you can plug your headphones into it and it turns it into a portable headphone amp. So the sound that you get when you have this sitting between, like when you plug this into your computer via USB and then you plug your headphones into it, the sound you get through your headphones is way better than what you get through your laptop. And I say way better, meaning, it's marginally better. But audiophiles will notice the difference and they'll be quite pleased.
And how much does it cost?
$120.
Not bad.
So, it's pretty cool as a speaker. Like,
Yeah.
I took it to the park and plugged my phone into it and listened to it, and it's, it sounds about as good as a Jambox.
It's much smaller.
Yeah, it's not wireless. It's not as loud as a Jambox, but the sound quality is about there. So pretty solid little product. Haven't gotten a chance to fully test it, with the different kinds of headphones and things like that, but I can say that it does compare very well to NuForce's other headphone amps.
Cool.
So NuForce does a lot of headphone amps, like between $100 and $300, and this has, if not the same circuitry, very similar circuitry, at least from what my ears can tell.
Very nice.
Yeah, we love our
very sleek.
We love our little tiny speakers on the Gadget Lab. This is something
We
that
do.
We'll have a full review of this up on Wired.com in the near future, and there's a full review of the Chromebook up on Wired.com right now that you can read. And are you doing a first look on Windows 8, or you had a news story about it?
Yeah, that went up on Thursday also. So hands-on with the whole release preview.
Sweet.
So you want to get the details.
And then there's the mouse.
Yes, the fancy, fancy mouse. So this mouse is really special.
I've actually been using the older version of this, and I love it. It's pretty cool.
Yep. So this is from Microsoft Hardware, and basically they're just a division of Microsoft that makes mice and keyboards pretty much. And this is their latest creation, the ArcTouch mouse. It's been around for a while, but what makes this one really special is that it is a limited edition 30-year anniversary mouse, which means that there are only 30 of these made. They're not selling them, and they gave us one that we decided to give away to our one lucky viewer. It has hand-painted, like a hand-painted 30 right there, and 30 years of hardware.
How do you know it's hand-painted?
I was told by a Microsoft spokesperson.
So what do they have? They have like a person with extremely dainty hands in Seattle, like doing perfect circles?
Probably.
Yeah.
Just like painting it. But basically the problem is with this, they warned me and told me not to use it on a daily basis because they don't know how well the paint will survive. So I think it's more of like a cabinet thing, like a collector's item.
Sure. If you want to win a mouse you can't use...
This is it.
So it's actually a pretty sweet feature with, like you showed how it clicks. It arches like a cat's back, and that's how you turn it on. And then when you want to deactivate it or disable it, you just flatten it out.
Yep, and you just put this little USB plug into your computer, and it connects wirelessly. And then when you're not using it, stick it back on, and it's magnetic.
Yeah, so you don't lose it. It's pretty cool. I was actually kind of bummed when I got mine. I ordered it just blindly. I was like, wireless mouse, click. And it came in the mail, and I was bummed it wasn't, like a Bluetooth mouse like the other mice I was expecting. But it's actually kind of nice because the battery lasts a lot longer.
Yeah, it lasts way longer, actually, supposedly.
So if you want to win it, here's our trivia question, and you just have to answer this trivia question by hitting us up on Twitter at Gadget Lab. And it is, how many pounds in a stone?
That's it.
Cheating, as always, is encouraged. That's all we have.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll see you next week.